crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, look and find your way, babe. Your way, babe. Look and find your way. Yeah, take a look around you, look and find your way, babe. Look and find your way.
Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your eye. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice, pay that. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure, this my kingdom, nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, own it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth, and we die with it. I see it like it's an obstacle. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of me to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your heart like it's topical.
Clearly now, the pain is gone, the fame is on, and they play my songs. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your eye. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. New era, I got y'all. Real gang, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines, we find out. End game getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your eye. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe.
This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang,
Whoa, East Coast with that gang gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' ahead, stand up. Put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm Weezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick, I'm queasy, whoa.
East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang.
Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack.
East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang,
make this money, it comes out on tap. Trying to stay private, but I got them groupies. On me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Trying to stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. Too many people on a bandwagon. Done been through that hellfire. Came out lethal like a red dragon. Same old rapper with the same old flows. Color dreads with the pants sagging. Got that fame, but you sold your soul. You a warlock, I'm the dark assassin. Said thick stacks, mode change. Big bags, faux chains. Get that money, said big facts, no gains. Big stats, mo fame. We back stunts, said big names. On stage, big trap, no shame. Going in, running that big check. My name, sign that, more rain. Come back home and just come up, hey. Let's be with that drama, hey. Saw that fatty mama, hey. Told her I don't wanna, hey. Come up, hey. Let's be with that drama, hey. Saw that fatty mama, hey. Told her I don't wanna, hey.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 32 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, Beaches, Booshes, Bustas, Hustlers, and Yahos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Eversting K2, flexing on all you bees. All right, hashtag GTTFG. We don't have a card, but it's hashtag GTTFG. Drop that in the comments down below for a chance to win today's Swole card. Pretty simple. Everyone on Rumble knows the hashtag, so drop in the comments GTTFG, and we'll give that Swole card away at the end of today's episode. Let's take a moment to allow everyone to come on in. Drop in the comments, what are you smashing today? We got some great posts. We will get into some balls deep, of course. So I guess without further ado, let's jump into the show. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right.
What's in the box?
Let's get the first post. This one's from Ryan from the Swolenormous app, and Ryan says, Papa Swolio is saying chicken is a vegetable is really throwing me off. Am I missing something? I kind of figured it's a joke, but I'm actually seeing them compared to carrots biologically. So I do say it as a joke. I'm actually kind of serious, though. I do not know about the comparison to carrots biologically. Of course, I think humans and chimpanzees and cats, we have like 99.1 or something like that % of the same DNA. So I'm sure they are biologically. They taste the same. Chicken and carrots pretty much taste the same. So I'm not sure about their biological makeup, but it is kind of a joke. It's kind of a troll. I prefer beef, but chicken is a vegetable. All right, let's get into some more Swole text. Improving which pillar has made the biggest impact or has been the most impactful for you lately? Explain why. Diego, earlier this week, says the pillars that has helped me out the most recently had been mindfulness. With my dog passing away last Friday because of diabetes and Cushing's, it was a bit of a wreck in my house for the following days, but I thought she used to love when I fed her or gave her water before I left the house. And with that, I mustered up some strength to go, even if it was 30 minutes. I know I wasn't giving it my all, but I was there the following 3 days before I had my recovery day. All right, kind of got a little tongue-tied there. But sorry to hear about your dog, Diego. Glad you're staying focused. It happens. It always sucks, but glad you are staying focused. Mark says, hey, you swole motherfucker. Community was a huge pillar that has made a huge impact on me lately. Once I really reevaluated who I was surrounding myself with, I came to the realization that they were not really people who wanted me to succeed and just needed me there for when they needed something. I decided it was better to cut them off now rather than later. Now when I see them, they look like crap and still give me their 2 cents. I'll either ignore them or tell them that maybe they should take their own advice. I will not take criticism from people who I will not take advice from. I hear you. Oh, that's it. All right. So I think we're kind of done with these Swole texts. So if you still haven't responded, make sure you do so. And we'll get to some more next week. Of course, next week we got more Swole texts going out and we have more accountability, especially for our new releases coming up on Monday. Reminder, if you have not yet downloaded the Swolenormous app, it's available App Store, Google Play. Download the app, join the fam today. You can learn more over at swolenormousx.com. We have everything you need all in one place. Please do not wait on that. You could download videos offline, schedule your workouts. We got the community over there. We have custom playlists, so you can easily find the content that is your favorite right when you open the app. It's very fast loading. It's all right there for you. We got a journal. You could stream to your TV. There's so much more in there. And the search function's absolutely fantastic. So make sure you go check it all out in the App Store and Google Play. And of course, brand new drop this week is Jurassic Pump. We have 20% off everything over at papaswolio.com. So check it out. For Jurassic Pump, great design. Goes well with the Forest Pump. So Jurassic Pump, Forest Pump, go get your pump gear over at papaswolio.com. Everything site-wide is 20% off. All right, let's get into some questions. We're going to load up TikTok and let's get into it. Drop your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. And let's get into some questions. We'll take some from Instagram stories first. If you got live questions, hashtag AskPapaSwolio in the comments. A.N. Fayed, Papa Swole, I want abs in 3 months. Give me tips. You're not going to have abs in 3 months. If you're asking a question like that, you're not going to have abs in 3 months, let alone ever. So I'm not going to just give you tips. I'm under no obligation. Just give you tips. I want abs. Cool. There's a lot of things you might want. Are you putting in the work and are you doing what's fundamentally important to have abs? Apparently not. AMJ0015, Papa Swolio, is it possible to build a decent body without a professional gym? Sure. It depends on what you define as a professional gym. So an LA Fitness or a Crunch or a 24-hour or an Anytime Fitness, I guess that would be considered a professional gym with commercial equipment, but all you need is the ability to add more weight. So you can have barbell, you can have a squat rack, you could have a Smith machine at home, you could just have some bands. As long as you're able to progressively overload, you can build muscle. Now, some pieces of equipment are better to do so, but you have to have something. You have to have something that you're able to overload. You have to have some kind of a bar or some sort of weights or dumbbells, adjustable ones that you can add weight, and you can definitely build a decent body. That's a vague statement. So again, you can't have these unrealistic expectations, but you could do pull-ups and push-ups. You could do bench press. You could do a lot of things with just a standard free weight set that you can get with a cheap squat rack, you can build a lot of muscle for sure, especially if you're just starting out. All right, let's get into this one. 3 a.m. exclusive. Papa Solio, what's a healthy breakfast to eat when you want to lose weight? The same thing that you want to eat when you gain. You're just not eating as much. So calorie deficit, slight deficit, or maintenance, building muscle, focusing on protein, focusing on progressive overload, focusing on building muscle. You don't want to lose weight, you want to lose fat. So you have to reframe your approach. Ile Vaknin 6. Papa Solio, what do you think about creatine? I think it's great. Emilio 14 on Instagram stories. Papa Solio, my friends don't want to go to the gym. Well, they're not your friends anymore.
Matt Damon.
Simple. All right. Christian Badsmirowski. What a name. Papa Solio, how does your instinct always tell you to go to the gym every day and you never back down? My instinct is not to go to the fucking gym. I do it because I know I need to. I enjoy it, but I've learned to enjoy it. I've learned to enjoy the process and the struggle and the challenges and the consistency and the discipline. So it's not instinct, it's discipline. Set a plan, get a program, and execute. Cerny says, I start with a dumbbell and a bench. Mess41 says, I don't have room for a home gym after putting in a sauna and a cold plunge. Ooh, fancy. Very nice. No room for a home gym. You could put stuff outside too. Sometimes if you're where you live, if it's snowy, that might be a little bit more brutal. Store Machine 97. Papa Swole, I know we talk a lot about fatigue, but I recently have discovered systemic fatigue and its effects. Even though I've been getting stronger, I'm feeling a lot of overall inflammation. There's different types of fatigue. So that's not really a question. What's your question? Andrew Create. Papa Soy, I'm mentally weak. Ooh, so weak. How can I become mentally stronger? Read books, listen to quality podcasts, train hard, put yourself through some difficult situations. That's why lifting is great, because you control you control your progress, and you can either get in your own way or get out of your own way. So there's nothing that lifting weights won't benefit. It benefits everything, not just your mental health and physical health, but it gives you confidence. You learn delayed gratification. You learn consistency, discipline, all those things. So very important to go to the fucking gym and to build muscle. Gogolop. Papa Soy, how can I improve the size and strength of my wrist? Well, you're not going to get a bigger wrist. All right. That's very genetic, your bone structure. But in terms of the strength, you can use rice buckets. You could do wrist rollers. You could do any kind of pronation. You could use one of those arm axes, right? Like a hammer or a mallet, and do different motions with your hand. You could do pronation. You could do supination. You could do flexion, extension, radial and ulnar flexion, extension. So strengthen your forearms. If you're beaten off, switch hands. You know the deal. All right, let's take some more questions. We'll take some from Instagram. If you have more live on Rumble, at The Daily Swole. If you're watching on TikTok, we're only going to be here for a few questions. Then we're going to continue the show over on Rumble at The Daily Swole and YouTube at The Daily Swole. So make sure you follow. It's also available on Spotify, Apple Podcast if you want to catch the full show. Let's see. Bumble Hunter on Rumble. Papa Swolio, what should I focus on to help stabilize my knees? Yoga, proper strength training, mobility, reverse sled. There's a lot of great exercises. I would make sure you check out the ankle, knee, and the hip mobility masterclasses inside the app. Wesash 128. Papa Swolio, I just got my first batch of raw milk today. Oh, look at you. Good for you. Would you suggest to take it slow and get my stomach adjusted to it, or just drink as I normally do, trying to prevent fucking my gut? Yeah, have a little bit. See how you feel. There's no downside to only having a little bit. It's not going to go bad in a day. So try it, see how you like it, see how you feel, and then go from there. Store Machine, follow up on the fatigue. Papa Soy, I meant to ask but ran out of text. It happens. What are the signs of CNS fatigue, and what do you typically feel that tells you it's time to cut back? Personally, I feel some brain fog and some joint pain. Well, there you go. Everyone's going to feel stuff differently. Bottom line, even if you don't feel anything, if your performance is hitting a wall, you're not able to add weight or reps, then you have fatigue. It doesn't really matter what type of fatigue in terms of that, but if you are hitting a wall with your performance and improvements, that's sign that maybe you're doing too much volume, your sleep isn't on point, your nutrition might not be on point, there's other things. So back it off. And I don't know what your program looks like. I don't know what volume you're doing or your intensity, but you might want to leave a rep or two in the tank. You might want to add some recovery days. You might want to change your split and do a more like macro split, like an upper, lower, or full body. Lavash says, first time I had raw milk yesterday, I had 3 glasses. I honestly don't see or taste a difference. That's impossible. That's impossible that you don't taste a difference. That's impossible. Most milk is pasteurized and it's 1% or 2% or skim. Even whole milk will taste watery next to raw milk. Yeah. All right. Larry B1367. Papa Soy, do I want Gatorade or Powerade after working out or just go right to the protein then food? You don't want to drink that stuff anyway. You might as well drink soda. You're better off just eating fruit and eating right after. But electrolytes are important. So you need to make sure that you are getting electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium. So you can get an electrolyte supplement. Much more important. Tiff. Papa Swolio, I don't know who else to ask this. I started a new job and the older women here are a bunch of mega cunts. Good word. I've been here for a little over a month. I'm already over it. Should I tough it out or move on? All right, fam. We need your opinions. So if you're asking me or you're asking the Swole fam, I hear you. I don't know what mega cunts means, but I can imagine. I've worked with a lot of women before. And I'll be honest, it's not fun. It's not fun. Especially I've worked in places where the majority of the management were women and it was a fucking disaster. And this is nothing against women, obviously, but you know, I'm definitely not a fan of mixing men and women in general in the workplace. Anytime you have females that are in charge of other men, it can get pretty gnarly, just from personal experience. Most women are naggy and they're emotional and they're manipulative. It just is the way it is. And women know this too. So women know this even better than I do. So martial arts mama, it really, look for another job. Obviously you hate the place. So the people you're around, and this is not across the board, but most women would even say that they prefer to work with men just because it's more objective. You live in more of a land of reality, not backstabbing. And of course, it's not across. I mean, some men are pains in the ass too. I'm not saying we're not. But the movie Mean Girls is very accurate. And understand that when you have these kinds of conflicts in high school or middle school, most people don't grow up. Most people, especially with the education system, it's indoctrination. So it's really, people never grow out of it. Even in politics, most people are just shit posting online and it's just backstabbing and it's clicks and it's all that kind of stuff. So nothing really changes with most people. So if you've been there a month and you're over it, that means look for another job. But of course, I can't tell you what your financial situation is, but you can find something else. That's the only other option aside from staying where you are. And if it sucks, that's something to consider, because it's obviously going to continue sucking unless everyone else and all the mega cunts get fired or they quit. Let's get some more responses. Bumble Hunter says, are the mega cunts in HR? Yeah, probably. HR is just the communist wing of corporations. That's all HR is. Let's see. LET says, my best job was when I worked in a department full of men. I was the only woman and it was fantastic. Martial Arts Mama says, most of my coworkers are men. To be honest, my field is martial arts and the majority of the school owners and instructors in my area are men. Right. And usually the majority of people that do martial arts are men. But martial arts is fantastic for women, for everyone. Tiff says, I'm trying, Papa, I'm trying. There's really no other option aside from staying where you're at so you can continue bringing in your income and then looking for something else, or using the time to keep your head down, learn another skill that you can maybe upgrade in a different situation. Pandemonium on YouTube says, I used to work with older women and they bullied me to the point of quitting. Walked out in the middle of my shift and never went back. Was ashamed because all the perks of the job itself were great. Jarella says, I'm the only woman in my area and it's gravy, but I've never had trouble getting along with women at all, but I know some bitches be crazy. Heard that. Thanks for sharing. Tiff says, one is a supervisor. Sadly, the other people are her minions. Oh. They're ready to, and they're her minions, and they're ready to stab her in the back the first chance they get so they can move up, right? La Joselina. Papa Swole, how do I find something that motivates me to continue at the gym? More than your health? More than not having osteoporosis and diabetes? What's more important than taking care of your health? People will spend money on a car, they'll spend money on vacations, they'll spend money on fancy clothes, and they will trash their bodies. So get your priorities in order. Thanks for being here, Alicia. By the way, the Daily Swole is live on Rumble and YouTube. Make sure you follow the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're just here for some questions today. We're not always here every day on TikTok, so make sure you follow the show. Mama K2000 on TikTok. I've been working out for a year, but having issues with the mom belly. Any suggestions? What's your nutrition and training like? A lot of people have been working out for 10, 20 years and they look the same. Most people you go to gyms are doing tons of cardio and they never change. So just because you're going to the gym and working out doesn't mean that you're doing enough to build muscle, and doesn't mean that your nutrition, sleep, and other habits in your life are on point. Not critiquing, I just don't know the details. Raymond Hurtado, Papa Solio, do you recommend fasting? In terms of what? In terms of not eating till 2 o'clock, or in terms of taking days without eating? Personally, I'm not a fan of doing fasting or intermittent fasting. I've done it before. And if you're trying to optimize muscle growth, it's really not ideal in my experience. Doesn't mean it's not good. Doesn't mean it can't have default health benefits or something if you're trying to lose a lot of body fat, but you really should be focusing on building muscle. If you have a lot of extra body fat, you could build muscle and burn fat, especially if you're a newbie to the gym, and or you have a lot of fat to lose. So you want to make sure you're getting rid of the extra energy stored in your body. Ellie Dan, I know you're all about working out, but any advice on how to fight the flu? Yeah, well, if you're exercising and healthy, you're probably not going to get sick. Vitamin D, magnesium, proper sleep, collagen, more beef, more eggs, bone broth, fantastic. Richie Rich, can man live on steak and eggs alone? Yes. Is it ideal? Depends. Everyone's going to be a little bit different with their nutrition, but you can absolutely survive on steak and eggs alone. And most people that get sick, especially around this time of year, I mean, it's hot as hell in Florida, but a lot of areas, you have poor sunlight and stuff like that. So most of the, quote, flu season is just vitamin D deficiency. Apologize to the feederism community, Papa. I won't. That's disgusting. It's a disgusting fetish. And that content should be banned. That's self-harm. Stuffing your face and the binge eating videos, that's just self-harm. You're allowing people to post self-harm content. It's the same thing as cutting on video. I look like Brock Lesnar? I've never heard that. I guess, well, hey, I'll take it. Do I look like an absolute freaking giant? I guess I have a little bit of a caveman look. I'll take it. Brock Lesnar. Definitely not as tall as Brock Lesnar. Isn't he like 6'5" or 6'8"? That guy's a giant. That dude's a monster in his prime, at least. I don't know what he looks like now, but What a beast. He has long hair now? I don't know what he looks like. I just remember like peak Brock Lesnar. What a beast. He's 6'3" or 6'4". Yeah, 290. A monster. I thought he was bigger than 6'3" or 6'4". I thought he was. Cerny says he has a big head, probably from the growth hormone. Those guys were juicing out of their gills. Juice to the tits. Juiced. Juiced. Jorge, love your content. Truly awesome. Thank you, Jorge. Appreciate you. He's not super tall. He looks like it. Maybe just the camera angles and stuff. Anytime you look on videos and you see WWE and there's a lot of low camera angles, it makes everyone look bigger. But he's definitely a huge dude. Let's not. Brett says, you got me so bad this morning with the motorcycle video. Yeah, those stitches are funny. They don't do as well on TikTok as they do on Instagram, but funny. Brock is 6'4", 280. Jesus. I'm like 220. I think I'm lately like 219 or so. His daughter looks like him. Is that a compliment, or does she look like a man, or is she just a big woman? Just huge. I don't know what his daughter looks like. .6'3". Well, 6'3" is really tall. I don't want to say like 6'3". 6'3" is really tall. You want to breed that one. Breed that one. Happy birthday, Orlando. Happy birthday. All right. Let's see. Frankie, I can squat 355 for a PR at 275, and I'm 14. Is that good? Yeah, it's good. Why are you 275 at 14? Are you like 6'8"? Sounds like you got a lot of body fat. I'd be very, very intent on eating healthier. You must be really, really tall, or no offense, but you wide. 275 at 14. That ain't muscle. I mean, you're squatting 355 is a lot. Mass moves mass, but that's huge. That's really big for a teenager. I get your nutrition in order. Just curious. But 335 for a squat with good form is great at any. 335 is great at any age, any size, really. Store Machine says his daughter, I guess we're talking about Brock still, is also a beast. She holds a school record for shot put. Not surprised. Chris N, 2504, Papa Swole, how do you calculate maintenance calories? Is there a math formula to use? Probably. I don't really use any of that. I just eat what I normally eat, and I train hard. So what I do, and again, I don't really care about you can calculate, you might get in the range, but you're going to know based on your performance and based on your body weight. So I weigh myself almost every day, and I keep track of it because I want to see if my numbers are increasing and if my body weight's increasing. So if my strength is plateauing, but I keep on gaining weight, I'm putting on fat. If my body weight's maintaining or slightly dropping, that means I'm building, and my performance is going up. That means I'm building muscle and I'm minimizing or decreasing in body fat percentage. So you want to get stronger slowly, but you want to make sure that it's a gradual. You want to make sure that the bottom line, you want your performance to be increasing. And then adjust your protein, adjust your caloric intake to continuously see that performance increasing. And if you have a lot of extra body fat, you don't have to be increasing your calories like crazy. So you'll know if your calories are around maintenance, if you're maintaining your body weight and your body mass. You're not going to put on crazy muscle overnight. People that put on a pound every week, you're just getting fat. You can't put on muscle that fast. Especially as you get more intermediate and advanced. Newbie gains are different, but that's really only the first few months or a year or two. And you have to be really doing it properly. So a lot of people confuse newbie gains and they actually are just getting fat. All right, let's see. I'm losing weight, but I keep plateauing at 210. How do I break through? What do you mean you're plateauing? Just with weight loss? I don't know anything about you or your training. Proper nutrition, cutting out inflammatory foods, building muscle. Are you building muscle? Remember, it's not about the scale. Are you building muscle? You'll know this if you're getting stronger. If your weights are going up and your form is solid, because a lot of times you see a lot of people on TikTok, they keep on adding weight, but their form gets shittier and shittier. That's not progressive overload. You got to be careful. A lot of guys and a lot of kids are putting off garbage information. They're doing all these fancy exercise like single arm pec deck. I can't think of a more retarded thing to do. They're just not smart moves. It's not necessary. You have a lot of skinny teenagers trying to give you advice. They're tiny. Take advice from people that have built muscle. Marco, what about skinny fat for belly issues? Skinny fat? You don't have muscle mass. Build more muscle. Jonathan, I'm fighting in a war and we don't have time to work out because we're always in the battle. Got a tip? Don't fight in a war. Is that a troll or where you live? What war are you fighting? Probably should go focus on that and get off TikTok. I can't abandon my post in the army. What army? I'm not telling you to abandon your post or go AWOL or anything like that. Okay. I always get questions about anything with military. Hey, we only have access to these foods. It's like, what do you want me to tell you? If you can't train and you can't eat properly, it's, your goal, if you're in the military, your goal is not building muscle. Your goal is whatever the task is, whatever the objective is. I'd rather not say what army I'll get flamed. All right. All right, last chance for questions. Drop in the comments down below. Last chance. Drop your questions in the comments. Jay Lee, what are the 3 best back exercises? There's no best back exercise, let alone 3. But if you're trying to work your entire back, here's what I'd recommend. I'd recommend either a lat biased row, something with your elbows tucked in, a wide pull down, something so you're hitting frontal and sagittal plane, and some sort of like elbows flared row, like an upper back row, like a T-bar row, and something for your spinal erectors. So whether it's in stiff leg deadlift, RDL, hyperextension, good morning, all those are good spinal erector exercises. Tanner on YouTube says you deserve more viewers. I agree, but YouTube has had me censored for pretty much since forever. Pretty much since I started. But even more dramatically since 2020 for obvious reasons, because I spoke truth and YouTube is an absolute cesspool. So come follow on Rumble. Rumble is the best place to watch. It's where we give away the Swole cards. Rumble at the Daily Swole. Start watching on Rumble. Stop supporting YouTube. Why does it feel like a Friday, or is it just you? I guess it could feel like a Friday, but it's not overtime. By the way, tomorrow, overtime, we got a brand new Driving While Gaining coming, so make sure you join the fam today. We got it coming tomorrow. We got it. We got a new DWG. All right, Chris N2504, Papa Soy, when doing banded hyperextensions, where or how do I hold the weight for the exercise to become more difficult against my chest or behind my head? So for the bands, I put it on the back of my neck. I put it on my neck. Like right there at the base of my neck. It just... All right, martial arts, mama, Papa Swolio. Hubby goes on second shift at work next week, which means we can GTTFG together again. Our sleep schedules will be affected. Any tips for this transition? What's second shift? Evening? It's really hard. You want to slowly change your sleep time gradually. You're not gonna be able to do it like overnight. It's gonna negatively affect your sleep. It's not really that you don't really have much of enough time. I don't know what the times are. I don't really know what schedule you're going from to. But start to adjust it this week if you can. Start to slowly move it to where you're going to go. Nunu Ham, Papa Swolio. Hi, Papa. I have limited space. If you had to choose 4 to 5 machines, what would you choose? I want to train full body, but want to make a smart decision. Purchasing to last long term. Thanks, Papa. So for your, I guess, a home gym, right? 4 to 5 machines. Ooh. A Smith machine. Now, Cerny knows this. You can find Smith machines that are kind of all in one. So you can have cables and a weight stack. You could even have the ability to use a barbell if you want to, plus a Smith machine. So I've said this many times. If I could only have one machine, it would be something like that, where it's a Smith machine. Because you could do every body part on a Smith machine, and it's stable. So you might not be able to fit a pendulum squat and a hack squat and a leg press and a chest press, but you could do all those exercises on a Smith machine. So I would also say, what are you trying to accomplish? What's your goal? Because there's a lot of, and also 4 to 5 machines, not all machines are equal. Some are meant for home. Some are commercial that you're putting at home. So not all quality. So it really depends on the actual space and how much you're looking to spend. But you can get an all-in-one rack. It might be $4,000 or $5,000 depending, but you can get one that's a Smith machine. It has cables, has everything in one spot, and you don't need to go and buy an additional cable machine like a free motion machine. You don't have to go get, you have it all in one spot. So it really depends on how much you're looking to spend and the actual space and what your goals are. And not every single Smith machine or all-in-one is the same. So you really have to, if you're like, hey, money is no object, I want 5 machines. Well, then you have a lot more options. So the cost is going to limit for most people. And some machines are really big and some are smaller. And usually if you have a smaller space, you want to make sure, because some machines are tall. So how high is your ceilings? You want to make sure you're putting them in a place where you're not going to bump around. The reason why I like a Smith machine is because even if you put it in a small room and there's not a lot of room, because sometimes the width of the bar, if you have a barbell and the walls are pretty close, it's hard to load the bar. And also you might be sliding side to side. You might put a hole in the wall, this, that, and the other, but a Smith machine is not going to move side to side. So even if it's tight to load the plates, as long as you can load the plates, you're going to be fine. You're not going to hit anything. Money's not an issue. I saved up for this. Cool. So are you going to buy home gym equipment? Or are you looking to buy used commercial? Have you gone on Facebook Marketplace? So I would say at least you want to get a quality bench, and you want to get something that is going to serve multiple purposes. So something like an all-in-one rack or a Smith machine for sure. And the reason why I say a quality bench is because if you get and this is no offense to anyone that has one that's like $100, $200, it's going to be light. It might slide a little bit. It might be unstable, and they're just not made as well. So a quality bench is going to run you probably $500 to $1,000. But again, if you go on Facebook, no, Facebook only seems to have home use. No, there's a lot of type in commercial gym equipment and make sure you're doing it locally. And there are some people that resell used commercial gym equipment, and they could even deliver it for a fee. So you might find, and maybe sometimes people have 5 pieces of equipment. Like, hey, we have these 5 Body Masters machines, and they'll sell it like all together because they're the same brand. Because sometimes gyms get rid of equipment, or people sell their home gym or whatever. And then you have a few that are the same brand that are really good. Under your armpits, I wouldn't put the band around your armpits. You want that because look, the further the band is up, it's more comfortable around the neck. And also it depends on where you're anchoring the bands from. But you also aren't going to go as heavy if it's around your neck, because you also have the torque and the strength curve is a little bit better. Personally, I wouldn't put it that low, but that's just me. Plus, if it's around there, depending on the angle, it can slide a lot more. Don't forget, you're not putting it on the top of your head. You're not breaking your neck or anything like that. It's really good. Retract your neck. It's really good strength for the back of your neck too. Yeah, when it comes to plates, you could find a lot of that locally for like $1 a pound or $1.50 a pound. So I have my stuff outside. I bought a bunch of plates. I buy a lot of them on Amazon because it's just cheaper, believe it or not. Plus, if I'm outside, I'm moving plates. I like the old standard ones that are like, metal clink. I like it. They fit together nice and flush. But I buy the ones with the space in it so I can carry them easily. So they have the hole so I can easily grab them. And it's just what I've decided to do. I think it's like $1 a pound even on Amazon. So whenever I need more, I just order them. I don't really care so much. Maybe if you weigh each one, maybe they'll fluctuate a little bit, but not that I'm going to notice. But you can find a lot of people that are selling weight sets or local people that sell weights. And if you need more plates, you can get them. Misael, what supplements do you recommend for starters? Creatine, magnesium, vitamin D? Yeah, don't buy hexagon plates. Don't buy plates with flat sides because you can't do you can't do deadlifts or RDLs. Like they spin, they're awful. Don't buy the hex plates. I don't know why gyms use that. Hex plates are the worst. Hex plates are the worst. The worst. Why do they exist? Oh, so they don't roll away. Or what 45? What are you rolling away from, They're terrible. You can't use them if you're doing anything off the ground. Martial Arts Mama says a friend of mine was buying new bars and plates, so I got his old ones for free. Especially for keeping it inside, you keep good condition, you can always upgrade. So if you buy a used rack or you buy some machines, you could always sell them and then upgrade. If you save some more money, hey, I want to sell this one and upgrade. It's not going to lose, unless you buy it brand new, it's not going to lose value for the most part. Gym resale value is going to maintain because the weights they're not disappearing, they're not decaying. Sure, if you have it outside and it gets a little rusty, it's not the same type of perfection. But it still functions 100%. That's the most important thing. Perla Grado. Papa Swolio, some advice to know fatigue from autoimmune disease, or is it just lazy? I work out daily to recover. I'm not sure exactly. It's hard. I don't really understand what you're asking. Autoimmune disease? What's your nutrition like? Most autoimmune issues are environment and nutrition related. Mizael, what's the best way to train biceps? If you don't do preacher curls, practice preacher curls because it loads the biceps from the lengthened position when it has more leverage. So that's a better way to train your biceps. Standing curls, for example, put the tension in the mid-range. It's less at the bottom and harder at the top, but you want the opposite. You want it to be more at the lengthened position. So preacher curls solves that problem if you're using free weights. Rod, Papa, is it worth walking for an hour daily? That's fantastic. Walking's amazing for you. It's great for your overall health. It's great for mental clarity. Try walking and just raw dog it. Don't listen to things. Don't talk on the phone. Don't scroll on your phone. Just go for a walk or walk your dog or whatever it is. So it's definitely worth it. Depends on what you're trying to accomplish by it. It's great for mental health and just overall wellness. Walking's great. David, Chest workout, what do you recommend? A converging chest press? Or a Smith machine press, or incline dumbbell press? All right. Don't ask to ask. Just drop the question. We're about to wrap up, so. Tiff says I walk the rage out. Tiff's walking a lot lately because of her job that she's frustrated with. She's walking a lot. Papa Swole, I've been shifting sideways in my squat down position. Any tips in Spanish? No, I'll give it to you in English. You probably have limitations, mobility in your hips or in your ankle or in your knee. So practice mobility and yoga. Record your training and make sure that you're solving those mobility issues, because it can lead to imbalances and it can lead to injuries if you're dominant on one side or limited. Papa Solio roundtable next week. Perhaps either next week, maybe the week after. Is that a troll? Albert, how to burn belly fat in seconds. Right. Oops.
Matt Damon.
Yeah. Try months or years. Mr. Tickles, I have insanely high cholesterol. What's the best way to bring that down? Why? Why do you care about your cholesterol? That's a medical myth. Check out the book, The Great Cholesterol Myth, and learn what cholesterol actually is and what it does for your body. Don't forget, the sick care system wants you on cholesterol subscription. They want you on their prescriptions. They want you on meds. Not medical advice, but just true. Chernoil, can you spot me on my max squat? Sure, I got you. I got you. That was nice.
I don't believe you people.
Huh. What do you mean, you people?
Nice. Excellent. Excel Daddy, thanks for telling me to go to bed. No problem. I got you. If you could have one superhero superpower, what would it be? To get everyone, probably Thanos. I'd be snapping my fingers all fucking day. There'd be like 10 people left on the planet. Snappy, snappy. Get rid of everyone that doesn't go to the fucking gym. There's like 6 people left. Squat rack's always open. Hell yeah, bro. I'm going to curl in the squat rack. After every set, snap. Snap. I'll probably start with people that skip. Well, first is going to be people that don't go to the fucking gym, and second will be people that skip leg day. It would just, yeah. It would just be the Swole fam left. It'd be the Swole fam and then people that do 75 hard, and then it would be like 2 factions again. Tracy, oh Lord, nervous to even ask. I haven't listened in a while. Thoughts on GLP-1s? I'm not a fan of any of those prescriptions. It just masks poor habits. Doesn't solve the problem, and it wastes away bone density and muscle mass. And there's a lot of side effects that come out already, and there's gonna be a lot of side effects in the future. It's unfortunate, but people want a quick fix, and they think they have one, but it's a mirage. Aaron says, I need a spotter every now and then, though. No, not if you use machines. Just use like a Smith machine or a hack squat or something with some safety supports. Bam. A Papa superpower makes everyone make sick fucking gains. I know. I do really have a serious question. My girlfriend and I have been keeping up and going to the gym for over 6 months. Now she lost 14 pounds with what I just show her, but now she peak. What to do? Well, peak what? Remember, it's not about weight loss. It's about fat loss. But understand that you want to build muscle. So your girlfriend or whatever, like she wants to get toned, which doesn't exist. She wants to be leaner, but she wants to build muscle. Women are afraid classically and still are today to get big, but it's very hard for women to put on muscle. So you have to train really hard and train to build muscle, and you will continue to lose body fat over time. Dayan, what's the smallest muscle one can train in the gym? Oh, the mats know. It's their peepees. You could train that. You could train that, right? Yay. The smallest muscle one can train in the gym. Maybe you're like your pinky? I don't know. Where's Swole Sama? He knows. You can tell her. Cali Kid 02, give me lunch advice. Eat a steak. Yeah, tell her to eat your meat. The gym saved my life, bro. Hugs. Glad to hear it. Keep going. Keep going. All right, last chance for some questions. Who wants to ask Papa a question? Drop in the comments. Going once, going twice. All right, we're going to move on. Fam, thanks for being here on TikTok. Come watch the rest of the show on Rumble, The Daily Swole on Rumble. And of course, you can check it out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow for some more questions. Cool. All right. Sweet. Let's get into some balls deep content.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
That's deep. All right, fam. Let's go. Hashtag GTTFG for a chance to win today's Swole card. Let's see. Nothing really new that I'm sharing here. Let's pick a number 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Let's take another comment. Storm Machine says, Papa Solio, poor sleep isn't talked about much in health. We talk about it all the time. And I feel like it's for a reason, because if most people knew how bad for the heart it was, people wouldn't work night or swing shift. I mean, we talk about it a lot. There's a lot of people that talk about sleep. We've been ranting on sleep for a long time. I think people would do it anyway. I think people would work night or swing shift because they'd see the dollars and be like, I can handle it, or they do it out of necessity. There's always going to be someone that's going to do a job despite the risk. And it's terrible for your heart. It's terrible for your brain. Much higher risk in all-cause mortality, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, heart disease, cancers. Not getting sleep is the worst. It's really the worst. So I always talk about how, when people say nutrition's the stupid stuff, when it's like 80% is nutrition, 20% is exercise. No, it's 100% both. And when it comes to sleep is more important than food. You can go a few days without water, but you can't go as long as food, and you can't go more than when I say no sleep, how long can you stay awake for? I'm not saying world record, but you stay up all night, you're destroyed. You can only do that for you shouldn't do it ever, but I used to. But after a day or so, one day you're wiped out, 2 days, you'll collapse. You'll collapse. So it's more important than food that you get quality sleep. And when you spend a quarter or a third of your life, hours of sleep, that's a third of your life, and people don't focus on it. People don't think it's important. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, you're going to be dead a lot sooner. Let's put it that way. And understand that same things with nutrition is most people don't understand what it's like. Most people don't understand how unhealthy they are because they've never been healthy. They have nothing to compare it to. They're just used to not getting sleep. And I used to burn the candle at both ends. I'd be awake. I'd sleep in. I was all over the place. Now I can't handle it anymore because I've got my sleep in much better condition. I'm not perfect, but it's much better than ever has been in my entire life. And it affects everything. It affects everything. So most people have never had consistent quality sleep. So they don't know how much, they don't realize that a lot of their brain fog, sure, it's nutrition, but a lot of your brain fog is just poor sleep. I'm sorry to hear that, Jarella. My dad worked swing shift over 30 years, died of a heart attack at 54. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I don't know what your dad's nutrition was like, but you can, for most people, you work third shift or swing shift, or just get poor sleep your entire life, poor nutrition, lack of exercise. I'm not talking about Jarella's situation with her dad, but in general, add all those things up, plus all the petrochemicals and blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster. Yeah, catching up on your sleep is absolutely a myth. That's not a thing. And if you don't get quality sleep, it affects you for a few days. Doesn't mean you're not going to hit a PR. Let's say, oh, I only got 4 hours. You can still go to the gym, maybe in the short term, but it's going to wear you down. So you don't recover when people go out or they eat a garbage meal or they have a terrible night's sleep. It'll affect you for at least a few days. That's why the time change is so catastrophic, because even if your sleep schedule's on point, if you're not adjusting it ahead of time, it fucks everyone up. It's dramatically destroying people's health with the time change. If you move your sleep half an hour, if you go to sleep half an hour earlier or later, it's going to negatively affect your sleep. So changing all of a sudden an hour and people losing sleep on top of the hour change, it's catastrophic. I'm still a little bit messed up from it because we had some visitors and had like a friend in from out of town, and Mama Solia had someone. So we were hosting for a little bit. I still haven't gotten readjusted yet. It's bad. Do the best you can. Jarella says bad. He ate a standard American diet. And I hate with like standard American diet, which is garbage. We got to stop calling it standard American diet. As long as we associate standard American diet. Right? All right. So bad. He ate a standard American diet, smoked 2.5 packs a day, drank coffee 24/7. He was underweight, very thin. Yeah. So there's a lot of factors there, but sleep, it's not helping. It's not helping. Right? Poor food, poor sleep. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My brother found him dead on the sofa. My brother was 20 and I was 17. Take care of yourself, parents, please. I'm sorry to hear that. But this is why if you're a parent and you're asking like, how do I get the motivation? That's your motivation. If you have kids, that's your motivation to be healthy. You lead by example, but also your role as a parent is to protect your children, and you can't protect them if you're dead. So taking care of yourself is the best thing you can do for your kids. Jarella says the fat activists telling you that you don't owe anyone your health, that is a lie. You owe it to your kids. 100%. Bumble Hunters, sleep is the hardest thing I'm working on right now, trying to get myself to be able to be sleeping by 10. I'm usually not falling asleep until 1 or 2 a.m. Again, right? The consistency. A standard sleep time and wake time is very important. It's hard, especially if you want to sleep in or this, that, and the other, but you need to maintain your sleep pattern. And changing your sleep pattern it's much more taxing on your body than you realize. Changing your pattern. You need to match it to the circadian rhythm. If you're off, you're going to feel groggy. You're going to feel shitty because, we've evolved to match up with like the cyclical nature of the earth. And the problem that you're fighting all the time is light pollution. There's noise pollution. There's light pollution. There's fluorescent lights everywhere, right? You have to control your environment. You can't control street lights. Outside, there's street lights that are bright at night. Like, we have trees and stuff that block them, but it's still not good. So inside your house, you have to really control that. Screens at night, get rid of them. Red light at night, get rid of the blue light. You're going to have to mimic nighttime because the environment's not there anymore. We don't have a natural environment unless you're living in the woods. Martial arts mama. My mother died at 48. She didn't take care of herself. She was obese, a smoker, had insulin resistance and sleep apnea. Positive Charisma says fat people don't owe anyone health, but they want everyone to fund their health care when things go wrong. So really they do owe everyone their health. That's what I say. I don't owe you my health. Well, how come me, right? As a healthy male, if I go get health insurance it's going to be $300-$400 a month. Easily. You don't get any benefits for taking care of my health. I don't get any benefits or discounts because I eat steak and I exercise regularly. It's really expensive because of all the overhead and all the fucking Of course, there's a lot of bloat with insurance. We know that. It's a vicious cycle. It's expensive because so many people are unhealthy and they don't take care of themselves. And what I'm always trying to say is that people will say, well, everything in, food deserts and this, that, and the other. Look, if you have $50, you have choices, right? More money gives you more options. Okay. A lot of people spend money and they try to keep up with the Joneses, and then they might make six figures, but then they're buying a fancy car. They have like an $800 or $900 or $1,500 a month car payment. You don't need that. Buy a used car and then spend it on quality food. Again, every time I see someone outside, there's a guy on the street who has, I don't like it, but he has like a car. He has a nice car. He's always washing it and waxing it. This guy's morbidly obese. This guy takes care of his car and then trashes his body. It's gross. The grossest thing is someone getting out of a fancy car and they look like shit. It's just really pathetic. No priorities or inverse priorities. Bumble Hunter, I'm shocked my mom is still alive, doesn't exercise, terrible diet, and doesn't sleep. She's 65 this year, and I'm not expecting her to make it to 70. Well, I hope she does, for your sake. Mark, my cousin's husband died in his 40s. He was a smoker and had piss poor diet. He was driving his truck and managed to pull over to the side and died of a heart attack. It's horrible. This is horrible, but a lot of this is preventable. You compound this with people that might have congenital heart issues, right? A history of heart disease in their family, and they have bad habits. You're just asking for it. Indirectly or directly. Fast food is expensive. I agree. This idea that fast food is cheap. Go on DoorDash and order, I don't know. I don't have the app on my phone, but what would a DoorDash, let's say a McDonald's, I don't know, Big Mac meal, what would it cost to get it delivered? $30? 40? Let's say you just get like, I don't know, do they still do supersized or whatever? What if you just get like a number, whatever? What's the minimum cost with delivery and blah, 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 blah? It's got to be $30, $40 minimum. That's insane. That's like 4 dozen eggs. That's pounds of beef. That's chicken, whatever. It's food. It's food. You're just being lazy. And it's not, hey, well, at least I'm getting food. It's a meal. You're getting one meal versus 5 or 10. You're not saving a little bit of time. You're not really even saving time because you're waiting for it to arrive. Just make your own food. It's very expensive. Every time I see people post stuff about fast food and they're going to tell me that healthy food is expensive. I'm not saying you have to eat ribeyes every day. Go get some ground beef. Everyone's like, well, eggs are expensive. It's not $20 or $30 a dozen. Give me a break. I don't know where this is coming from. Everyone I ever ask, and on here, I go online and I look it up, and it's people's idea of expensive is just so inverted. But then they'll have every all these apps that they're paying, for watching Netflix or cable and internet and all this kind of stuff. They have the latest phone, but they eat shit. Well, you have a $1,500 phone, but you're eating garbage. Get a flip phone and eat real food. Lavash says, Big Mac meal on DoorDash costs $22, and that's with a deal. Does that include delivery? That's still expensive. That's 2 pounds of beef, grass-fed beef, 3 pounds. And you're not poisoning yourself. Pam says, I got 12 eggs for $7.99 at Sprouts. They have sales all the time. And I'm sure you're getting pastured eggs or organic eggs. You're not getting like the lower quality eggs. But again, I'm not saying $7.99 is cheap, but it's cheaper than heart disease. It's cheaper than diabetes, and you're going to be full. No one's eating 12 eggs at a sitting unless you're a pro bodybuilder. You got a family. Okay, well, you have 4 kids. You can all have 3 eggs for $7.99. You just got to cook it versus take your whole family to McDonald's or whatever, or DoorDash. If it's 20 bucks for one person, it's going to be $100. Bumble Hunter says my local Costco has ground beef for $5 a pound. There you go. Joe says, thank God my parents are still alive, but they miss out on so much because, quote, the walk is too far, or my stomach is acting up, or need another silicone shot in my knee. Want to be able to live life. Oof. Yeah, Alex says $22 for McDonald's is atrocious. It is. It's gross. Buy some chickens and you'll have eggs every day. Just got to take care of them. Alabastard says I get 24 jumbo eggs for like $8 here. That's not exactly expensive. I agree. 24 eggs. Bumble Hunter says dinner for 3 at Chick-fil-A is $50. No thanks. Not a chance. No way. I can't justify getting food anywhere. And if I'm going to go out to eat, I'm not going to go get a steak. I can make steak at home and it's much better than anywhere I'm going to go. So why would I spend 3 times as much so someone can make it for me and I don't know how they made it, or I have to be like, oh, do you have this? Or can you cook it in this? Can you not remove this? It's going to come out and taste nowhere close to the quality that we make at home. It's just not good. I know, because I've tried it. It's not the same. All right, do we do a video? I have to scroll up in the chat because I know I said pick a number 1, 2, or 3. So let's just do, I'll pick 1. You guys pick a number 1 or 2. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do 3. Pick a number 1 or 2. Let's do this one. It's called Look Better Fat. By not being fat. Okay.
Biggest fucking lies that society has fed us, in my personal opinion,
is septum piercings are good luck. That's the biggest lie. Again, if you want no one to like you, if you want no men to be interested in you, get a septum piercing. I've yet to find one person that thinks a bull ring in your nose is attractive.
everyone would look better skinny. You cannot fucking torture me to think that I, or anyone else who's fat, would look better skinny.
Well, I agree. You're not going to look better skinny. I agree. You're not going to look any better.
It's such a fucking lie. Also, like, anytime I see these, like, transformation videos on here of, like, the most gorgeous, curvy woman I've ever seen, and I'm like, wow, I'm in love with you. I need you. Like, I need you. And then I'll look at the after picture, and they look like this. And I'm like, what? Hello? Is anyone in there? And this is not me in any way shaming people for their looks. Like, you're still a baddie. You're still a baddie. But it's like, you looked better before.
You're still a baddie. You're still a baddie.
You looked like you had more life in you. Also, like, in my...
More life in you? You definitely had more in you. That's for sure. More fat. More food.
My experience, I feel like being fat has become a part of my identity. Like, I...
Oh! Well, now they're just saying the quiet part out loud. Well, yep, there you have it. There it is. That's exactly correct. Let's do it again.
Being fat has become a part of my identity. Like, I have...
Again.
Fat has become a part of my identity. Like, being fat has become a part of my identity. Like, I feel like being fat has become a part of my identity.
Yep.
Like, I have been fat since I could fucking remember. And losing that, I feel like, would be like losing a part of myself. So
yeah, a massive part that doesn't have to be there.
Don't listen to these motherfucking people.
Oh my God. Holy shit. fucking retard.
The eyes, Chico. They never lie.
By the way, I'm not live on TikTok anymore. By the way, I got a notification for, just so you guys know, I got a violation for hateful conduct on the TikTok live. Does anyone know what I said? I think the AI picks up whenever I say retard. It's one of my favorite words because it's so applicable today. I think it was delayed. I don't think anyone is flagging me on the TikTok live. I think it's the audio. I think it's picking up when I say retard, because I definitely said retard, like hard R, as I should. And like, you know, a couple minutes later it said that. So I think it just processes whenever I say retard. Yeah. Just so you guys know, because it says like, oh, this live has been, I don't think it's a person doing it. Ooh, Tiff, that's a great one. I need a violation work. I need a violation shirt. I do. Yeah, Tiff, sold. I just had 2 ideas for shirts right now. Boom. Alex says, TikTok, get with the times. It's okay to say fag and retard in 2025. I agree. Even, especially on Rumble. YouTube, I don't. YouTube, I look. We're on YouTube. I'm streaming on YouTube. The only reason I'm streaming on YouTube is so sometimes people might see it because they followed the page in the past and like, hey, I found you on YouTube. But seriously, you're only going to win a Swole card if you're on Rumble. And that's just because I want Rumble to grow. I want Rumble to be successful. I can't stand YouTube. I've just been getting jammed in the ass for years and years and years. I'm over it. And I'm not going to stop saying what I think. I've never gotten banned or restricted on Rumble. And it's only going to get better. I know sometimes people have issues or buffering. It's only going to get better. But just keep in mind, if you are on YouTube, I'm fine if you watch it, but I'm not biasing towards YouTube at all. If they restrict the channel, they've removed episodes, they've flagged it, they've shut down the stream halfway through. So if you don't see it on YouTube anymore for whatever reason, just the podcast isn't stopping. Even if Rumble exploded and the podcast disappeared, I would still upload the custom RSS feed and you can just add it to your podcast app. Or I'd post the videos and have them on the website. Like, I'm not stopping doing the show. So the show's always going to be here. Just Rumble is so much better. It's so much better because we can do the show. We've never had a problem aside from, maybe some streaming issues once in a while or on some of your ends. It just happens. Joe says Rumble is banned at my job. Really? Is it a really woke place or Rumble is banned? And I do know sometimes if you're on corporate Wi-Fi or something like that, maybe using a VPN, you might not be able to. But that's one of the issues too. A lot of jobs won't allow or you can't access YouTube or this, that, and the other. So it is what it is. Well, there's trolls sometimes on Rumble, but I just ban them immediately. They get banned. If there's any spam or someone posts a website or an email address or, hey, check this out, blah, blah, it just gets banned right away. I have no issues banning people that are just interrupting the chat, and I don't care. I'm for freedom of speech, and I don't mind from a personal standpoint. I don't mind if there's trolls or people that are talking crap in the chat. It doesn't bother me personally, but I'm not going to allow it for people that are watching because sometimes the spam can be really bad. So if you don't want to watch it, I'm not going to let you be here. I'm not going to let you come here and spam and hate on it. It's like, then don't watch it. You'll be banned. Go watch something else. I will ban you immediately. So you don't have to like my stuff. You can go and post about it, go complain, go make videos about me on YouTube and be like, oh my God, this guy. I don't care. So if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. You don't have to let us know that you hate it. It's like, just go hate it somewhere else. I don't care. Rumble's banning my job. Oh, it's a school. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, schools are woke cesspools, as you know. So anyway, at least you can check it out on YouTube, I suppose. All right, do we pick numbers? Yeah, the ads are... And the ads are, look, so the ads, and I've tried it. I've tried... because I can change the setting so you guys don't get ads. However, when I do that, people don't get notified. I don't know if you guys knew that, but for a little bit I did it without ads and the reach was, which makes sense. They want to show their ads. So if you're not showing ads, they're not going to promote your show as much and stuff like that. So I just leave it. I appreciate you guys laughing at the ads, or you can sign up for Rumble Premium and I guess you don't get ads just like YouTube. So it supports Rumble. So that's up to you. But that's why it's the way it is. Because a lot of people were saying, I didn't get my notification. And the views were down for the live stream. So it just happens. All right, Loretta, number 2, called Fat Phobia is back. Ooh.
What's in the box?
Ooh, it's back now.
Fat phobia comes around in cycles, and it is back, baby.
This woman has not seen her cycle in an age.
Fat phobia is everywhere. And to see how it's repackaged to a next generation of women, my mother grew up taking diet pills. They sold them girdles. They told them that they had to be a certain way.
Women are always women are the ones that are susceptible to this kind of marketing, quick fixes and X, Y, and Z. Because women, the competition within women is just, if you think that women are getting all dolled up for men, you are fundamentally mistaken. You don't know how women think. Women are competing with women for resources. They're competing with other women for men. This is why the makeup industry, hair, all this stuff, most men do not give a shit. Men don't care if you have an amazing career. Men don't care if you're in the C-suite, if you're a CFO or a CTO. Men don't care if you have, I don't know, a master's degree or a PhD. Men don't fucking care. In fact, most men would prefer the opposite. It's just the way it is. Men want attractive and fertile and supportive. That's what men want out of a woman. They don't want a whore, so that's why relationships are like in the dumps right now because of Tinder and stuff. And most women have been lied to. Feminism destroyed feminism. Feminism destroyed women. It really did. Women are not the same as men, and women competing directly against men, it's not attractive to men. It just isn't. Men don't like a boss bitch. Exceptions don't make the rule, but men don't like that.
They sent them to fitness centers and all this with all kinds of quackery and stuff like that. Controlling your weight is a way of society controlling you. I've been skinny. I've been fat most of my life, but I've been skinny. I've been emaciated, baby. I know what that's like.
I've had an eating disorder. Cool. Having an eating disorder and being anorexic is not skinny. That's just being unhealthy. So again, I'm not saying that you should be anorexic. I'm not saying that you should starve yourself. It's not about being more vertical. It's about having bone density and being strong, like having physical capacity. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. You don't have to be jacked. Ladies, you're not going to look like a figure competitor. Most of these women that are competing on stage, like, oh my God, she's jacked, or CrossFit chicks. Yeah, they're taking a lot of shit. These are like manly women. Some men like that. Most don't. You know, you could still be impressed, like, wow, she's shredded, but most men are not attracted to that. They're just not. Okay. So anyway.
I know what that's like to have trouble thinking because you're so hungry. I know what that's like to be so skinny it hurts to sit down. I know what it's
like to be so skinny it hurts to sit down. Oh, that means not being fat is terrible. That means be fat. You know what it's like to be so skinny it hurts to sit down because you're sitting on your bones? That's disgustingly unhealthy. That's grotesquely unhealthy. So don't compare that to being healthy. That's fucking ridiculous. That's all these women have, is they have nothing. They have nothing. No brains, nothing. There's just voids, Their mouth is moving. Different sounds come out, and it's just a bunch of gibberish.
like to feel like you're almost going to faint all the time. That's a way of controlling you. Now you can say being overweight's not healthy. All my labs are good, bitch. I'm 54 years old. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have high blood sugar. I don't have any of that stuff.
You don't have a high IQ either.
I walk 2 or 3 miles a day.
Oh, wow.
So
you walk.
Fitness and weight are not necessarily entwined, but I can tell you what is entwined is fat phobia and the patriarchy.
Well, you have a lot in common with retardation. That's for sure. Okay. Is anyone having problems with commenting? I just give a compliment to Rumble, and now what are we having, like triple posting? Here I am like, oh, Rumble's doing great, this, that, and the other, and then it's just not working. All right, let's see. Jarella says, and women are more unhappy than ever for all the, quote, progress. Yep. And I'm not saying women shouldn't work. Well, I'm not saying women can't start a business. I'm not saying women can't make their own money. But it's not supposed to be that way. We haven't evolved for that. Our society is not built for that. That was the grift. It's actually ruining people's lives. Especially with all the grifting, acting like men and women are the same. You can't treat men and women the same. And that's our problem, is that you're trying to. Or the society and feminism is trying to. Tiff says it did. Now I got to work and shit. LOL. I'd rather be home right now prepping dinner or cleaning. And that's supposed to be looked at as a downside, right? We say, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Right? Oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom. That makes it sound like you're lazy. I hate that. Oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Yo, there's nothing, and you guys know the association. Oh, I just stay at home. Yeah, there's nothing easy about being a mother. Especially today, there's nothing easy about that. It's essential. It's essential. Women should be home. The child needs parenting. The child needs to be taught. The child needs homeschooling. The child needs to not be indoctrinated. You have to raise the child and teach them how to live life and be successful in this world. I just don't like the idea. It's like, oh, I'm a housewife. You're managing the entire house. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. Even just keeping a place clean is just fundamentally, it's a lot of work. Like the amazing aspect of like Mama Swole, like, cooking dinner or doing things where I can be productive and I'm taking the dogs out or I'm doing the show or I'm filming videos or we're doing a round table, it helps. It helps me perform. Or sometimes I'm out training and she's making dinner. It's like, it allows me to do what I need to do. And of course, things that I do help her. It's a partnership. It's a team. It's a team. Jarella says, people act like the only two choices are emaciation or morbid obesity. I know, that's why I always push back on it. It's about being fit and healthy and muscular, making gains. It's like, oh, I'm skinny. Am I skinny? No, just because I don't trash my body and I'm more vertical than I am horizontal. I'm emaciated. Starve myself. Dumb. And I've always said this, if you are obese, the benefit is bone density and maybe lower body leg mass or muscle just because you're carrying around a lot of extra weight, but there's all these other side effects. It's not enough to make obesity a good thing. All right, last one, Dr. Moles.
What's in the box?
Like mole, 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 mole. Like that? All right. Let's see.
You're insane, gold member.
Dr. Moles. I don't even know where this is going to go.
I have a story to tell. I just went to the doctor. I have like these moles all over my body. And I was like, yeah, okay, I should probably get them checked out. I go in to see the doctor and I tell him, moles.
And he's like, wow, you have 9 chins. If you're just listening, this woman doesn't have a neck. She looks like the girl from Willy Wonka that ate the gobstopper shit, right? Was it Veronica, the blueberry girl? She looks like a blueberry. Nice to mole you.
And he's like, type. Have you lost or gained any weight recently?
In other words, he's asking you if you have like a specific targeted like cancer on your thyroid or something, because you're either terrible lifestyle habits and or something's really wrong and you've gained a lot of weight. That's normal for a doctor. Hey, did you all of a sudden gain 50 pounds in the last year? Like, she's morbidly obese. She's massive. And she's going to get offended. She's going to get offended by a doctor pointing out that she's enormous.
And I was like, no, I don't weigh myself.
No shit.
Have history with like eating disorders. He straight up was
no shit. By the way, if you're obese, you have eating disorder. Or is it disordered eating? Is it mean to say eating disorder? Do I have to say disordered eating? If I change the order, does that make it less offensive? You don't understand what you're putting in your mouth. Of course you don't weigh yourself, because the scale probably wouldn't register. It'd be like, damn, get off me. Get the fuck off.
like, yeah, you should lose weight.
Yup.
And like, it didn't even faze me. Like back.
Yeah, it didn't even faze me because my IQ doesn't break 50.
And like, it didn't even faze me. Like back in the day, that would have like stung. But I think I've done so much work on.
Eating Twinkies isn't work. I don't think you.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
This stuff, like innerly, I think I've done so much work on this stuff, like innerly, that
innerly,
feel as yet.
Innerly. It said internally. You didn't say internally.
Stuff like innerly that
Innerly. I feel like I've worked on this stuff innerly. Let's continue. 20 seconds of pain.
it didn't feel as yucky. It's still really shitty for a medical professional to be asking, what am I eating? How much am It's still really shitty for a medical professional to be asking, what am I eating? How
It's really shitty for a medical professional to ask you what you put in your face to make you that grotesquely unhealthy. What the doctor is saying, how did you do this? The doctor is asking you, what do you do for this to be the result? How dare the doctor ask what you're fucking consuming 24 hours a day?
for a medical professional to be asking, what am I eating? How much am I eating? Am I trying to lose weight? I should lose weight. But
no shit.
I'm actually really proud of myself. I handled it. So this is just an example of how fat people are treated by medical professionals, even for like no reason, like literally no reason.
You are exploding out of your skin. You're exploding out of your skin. You're bursting. Your body is ripping at the seams. Get the fuck out of here.
Go fuck yourself.
You are exploding. Your body is bursting. It's bursting. It's ripping apart horizontally. To the point where the doctor's not going to measure your height. The doctor's going to measure your circumference. You're a fucking planet. How round are you? C equals pi r squared. Or is it pi d? Is it pi d? What is it? Is that the area? That's the area of a circle? What's the circumference? It equals pi times the diameter? Yeah, pi times the diameter. Yeah, okay. She's gonna be like, pie. All right. Throwback, come on. Come on, rally. 2 pi r, yeah, whatever. Okay. Thank you, Bumble Hunter. I don't even, what's C DPI? Oh, D pi? Yeah, pi, all right. Yeah, all right. You guys get the point. Circumference. You measure around. She's like, did you say pi? If I was a doctor, I'd have my shit on the second floor. No elevator. You can't make it up a flight of stairs. Like if you're flushed, I can't help you until you help yourself. Okay, let's watch this. Whatever.
Up, and it might be a little bit controversial.
Bring it, bitch.
Actually, it definitely will be.
I'll be the judge of that.
We need to stop talking about people's weight.
No.
And you might be thinking, oh, I'm just concerned about their health.
Am I concerned about people's health? I want other people to be more concerned about their health. So there's that.
But the hard truth is, no, you're not. Seriously, ask
Based
yourself,
younger papa.
am I concerned about people's health, or does fatness just make me uncomfortable?
That's none of your business.
It doesn't make me uncomfortable. It's something that everyone should aggressively expel from their life. Fatness, being lazy, not eating properly, trashing your body. It doesn't make me uncomfortable. I am repelled by it. It is just unconscionable that people let themselves get that way.
I just don't understand it.
All right, poopies. Pam says, Rumble, can I just join at any time during the chat? Yeah. Yeah. Not sure I could be there right at the start. Of course. Rumble's great. For most people, it's great. But like I said, I'm going to keep on streaming on YouTube as long as they'll have me. But, you're not going to get notified over there. All right, let's do one more. One more TBT.
I did not believe that thin privilege existed. I think maybe because I just had never been thin. And I just believed that the way you were treated was based entirely on who you were and your personality.
Oh my God, welcome to life. Matt Damon. Being a good-looking individual, obviously, people will bias towards beauty. There's usually some objective nature about that. Of course, beauty is subjective.
I lost that weight quite quickly. It was within 1 year, and I was not prepared for the way that my life would change and how nice people would be to me.
Well, yeah, duh.
This is me in 2018 when I still thought I was fat and that I needed to lose more weight.
Bitch, please.
When my body looked like this, people that I hadn't spoken to in years, like other girls, just suddenly wanted to be my friend.
Bullshit!
I'll take things that didn't happen for 500, Alex.
When I looked like this, people would sigh with relief when I sat beside them on an airplane.
This is in her own head. People would sigh with relief. Huge bullshit. Oh my God. All right, fam. Swole card, by the way, tomorrow. Tomorrow is overtime, so we'll have a fun brand new Dry Mall Gaining. Hashtag GTTFG. No Swole card visually today, but it's there. It fell. I'm not going to go pick it up. But hashtag GTTFG for a chance to win today's Swole card. Let's give it away. It's GTTFG. I promise. I promise. I promise. Falcon, let's go. All right, today's winner on Room Blay, Pam S. Kinsey. Pam 15. Congratulations! I think Pam's on YouTube. You switched over. It's all right. I guess Rumble was messing up a little bit. See, leave it to Rumble, right? I'm commenting. I'm saying, hey, you'll win a Swole card on Rumble. Come on over on Rumble. Come hang out on Rumble. And then it's like, we're not going to have comments today. We're going to fuck it up. I'm still seeing some comments, but I guess some people are having an issue. It's okay. Pam, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3233 in the subject, your mailing address in the bio of the email. Fam, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Join us at swolenormousx.com. Go check out merch. Today I'm rocking the Jack Sparrow. What a great shirt. Yar, I'm a pirate. Ah, the greatest pirate around. I pirate those games. Yar. Go to the far King Jim. Go to the far King Jim. You like that? You like that? 20% off over at papaswole.com. Beaches, appreciate you. Share the show. Go leave a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Please, if you have not yet done so, go to Spotify, leave a 5-star review, or Apple Podcast. You can write a review also. It helps tremendously. If you love the show and you want to see more of it, make sure you go leave a review, share it with your friends, and we'll be back tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits.